Right, so this one, we're going to do something a little bit different, we're going to talk about crops, okay, and farming and drones in farming a little bit, okay. So, everyone goes, oh, there's a massive money to be made in the farming industry and drones. Now, is there, and can anyone do it, or do you need a little bit of a twist in there? Okay, so, let's have, for example, a farmer does come to you, okay, and the farmer comes to you and he has some fields. Fields, they'll be spread about, typically, there might be some over here as well, and there might be another one over here. Okay, now, what do you think the first thing is we need? What's the first thing you need? The common mistake, right, so this is the number one error drone pilots make going into agriculture, okay, is you buy Sequoia camera or the Micasense red, right, the red edge Micasense. You've got your drone or the DJI with the camera on it. You fly the field, okay, so you fly a field, you go, there's the data to the farmer. That is your number one mistake. Okay, and that's not how you need to work in agriculture with drones. Okay, well, that is the mistake. That's the quick, easy way to make errors. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated. Okay, if you want to do it right. So, how do you do it the correct way? Now, what is number one thing that we're using? We are using a drone. What is the drone? The drone is nothing more than a tool, okay? Now, I know I'm a tool, okay? Yeah, I know I'm a tool. People have told me many times, Mark, you're a tool. And I can live with that, right? I don't mind being called a tool because I am sometimes just a tool. It's the way it is. Now, so, we've established your drone as a tool. Am I the right person to go out and fly a field? Now, I am. If you want the field mapping, you want the data collecting, I can do that. I'm good at getting data for you. That is not the problem, okay? The problem is, am I the right person to analyse it? Am I the right person to chuck it in the software and look at it? And that's where I'm not, okay? I am not the right person. And that's the truth, okay? I'll be honest about it. I could fly all these fields. I spent I can't know if it's 2 or 3 years, flying a fixed wing and a multi-rotor for a company. Go out, you can fly 260 hectares in a day with an EB, there's one down there still. So you can go out and fly, okay? And you can fly, get the data, that's great. Now, I'm only good to get data, okay? What's missing? What do you think is missing? Flying and getting the data, what's missing? The most important person, right, apart from the farmer, and these are the people you need to be able to chat up, these are the people you need to connect to, or these people need to adopt using drones as a tool more in their industry. Doesn't matter which way you do this, either you're going to fly and get the data for them, or they're going to use the drones as a tool, okay? And it's better in many respects that they use the drone as the tool. That's how it should be. Shouldn't be thought of anything more. The number one person missing from all this is the agronomist. Okay? The agronomist is the person. These are the people you need to get in touch with. Okay? If you want to do it as a business thing, these are the ones you need to go and get and talk to. So an agronomist is the number one person, because what the agronomist does, okay, and they do this on all farms, you'll have all your fields. Now, there's no way an agronomist can walk, okay, every bit of every field. They can't do that. It doesn't happen. So what they do is they sample, okay, and they'll just take some samples from certain areas to see what's going on, and that can be soil and plant health. But you can see the problem already. And the biggest fields I've flown in the UK, they're over 1 kilometre long. It used to take 2 flights because the battery couldn't do it. It would fly for an hour and it would still need another 15 to 20 minutes, depending upon what the wind level was. So there's no way the agronomist can check every bit of ground. Okay, so you need, ideally, what should happen? Part one is the agronomist goes and does his bit. Okay, and he'll go and sample and look at plant health, right? Then within 3 days, and you must do it within 3 days, you will then go out, okay, and you will fly the fields, okay? The data will then get processed. Now, again, I'm not a data analyst. I can't look at Pix4D and go, oh, that's this kind of crop issue. So what you need is the agronomist or a data analyst, and the agronomist can go, well, in this bit here, I've got something, I just want you to check on it. And what you can actually do, especially with Pix4D, I do know you can tune it in to like an issue. If you know here there's an issue in this part of the field, you can actually tune your data and go, right, if that data signature is reproduced in the field anywhere else, it will then start to show you. Well, that is what you need to know, okay? Because then if there's a disease problem here, okay, but it's not appearing for like half the field, so all this is good, but all this needs spraying, that could save the farmer a fortune, okay? You might do a little bit of a spray overlap, but if there's no sign of it, you don't spray the whole field. You only spray where the problem is. So the agronomist, once he's got his map data from you, he can then actually go back and actually precisely walk into the fields and actually see what's going on as well, which is really good. So the drone is a tool for crop surveying, okay? You don't just rely on the pilot. That's a mistake. You need to work with an agronomist so they know what's going on with the soil, know what's going on with the plants, okay? Understand the sensor they're using and understanding the software for processing. It's quite an in-depth process really, okay? But like I say, it's not a simple, oh, just fly over the field and get your data. It's not always that simple. It is good, however, if you wanted to know about field flooding or if there's anything underneath the field, you start to see patterns quite well with an NDVI camera as well. It will reveal old ruins at times. You can see what's going on, okay? If you want to put drainage in, it's good for doing that as well. And you have to remember that a normal GPS drone is up to 4 meters out at best. So you're only getting normal GPS tagging doing all this as well. So as you fly, it's just normal GPS tagging. I did fly with an RTK unit because they wanted a bit more accuracy, and I was flying at 25 meters high. 25 meters high with a Mica Sense, and it used to take forever for the M210 to do it. Oh, God, that was torture. But, you paid to stand there, you paid to watch. You're paid to watch with a transmitter in your hand, or not in the case of the EB, because the EB's on a laptop. You stand there and you just watch the drone, keep your eye out on airspace, okay? But again, the drone's a tool, okay? This is where you need agronomists. If you're going to go into the farming side, you've got to touch base with them. You need them to go out before you, do their sampling of the field, you go fly it, you will upload your data will produce a map of where all the problems are, the agronomist can then go back to the field, he will choose what needs to be done, and then the farmer will deal with it. Okay? And the farmer's happy if he saved money and he saved his crop. Okay? Now, the downsides. The amount of data you can grab in a flight is astounding. If you're flying the Mica Red, God, there's some data. And rural villages and stuff often don't have the broadband uplink to do it. And it can take you, even here, I'm on Virgin Broadband, but it's so bad for upload, it's shockingly shite. It can take all night for my upload to complete, and that's if nothing else was causing a network issue. You know, people will go, oh, well, G5 is going to solve all this. No, it's not. G5 won't appear in rural locations. It's a load of twaddle. G5 is just for cities. It's not going to end up in the middle of nowhere when you're doing all this and then you want to go to the village pub for lunch afterwards and upload. No, that'd be possible. So G5 doesn't rule. Okay. Now, why is drone spraying not used very much? Well, it's quite an interesting one actually. Let's get rid of some of this. So just take that middle. Now, spraying with drones is not really permitted in the UK because of the chemicals and all that. Now, the question is how different is drone spraying the chemical versus the tractor? So as a tractor with the spray on the back goes down, it's typically not much more higher than my head height, about 2 metres. Okay, now I know tests were done in the UK. Oh yes, and what they did is the drone flew, okay, and as it flew the field, okay, they put petri dishes down, okay, and they put them in the field and they put them everywhere, right, to try and work out what the drift was, because they wanted to know how far do these chemicals go. It's about 5 metres, okay, depending upon the wind, but it's about 5 metres, not much more was what they found, I believe, maybe 10 max, but typically 5 metres spray drift, which is no different much to a tractor, you know, as it goes down with its boom and just sprays as it goes. It is possible to take the data from the flight to load it into the tractor sprayer, so the sprayer only comes on at certain points. The issue I have with drones doing spraying, so you've got your little drone and he's going to fly the field, that drone can only hold about 20 odd litres, maybe 30 at max. And remember, you would need an OSC to do this because the new PDRA at 250 metres from the pilot would be no good to man or beast in spraying time. You'll end up filling that drone and handling the chemicals a lot more than you want to. The good thing is, if you've got a big Bowser and they go and spray, you fill it up once. Don't have to handle the chemical shite again. Okay, quite like that. I like that bit. Having worked on farms, I can tell you that bit I like. So I'm not sure what good spraying is. I mean, it will be very accurate, but you can already send the data to the tractor, and then the tractor, you can go around the tractor and do it. Automated tractors are not far away. At some point soon, what you're going to be able to do is have your drone, okay, sat here. You'll have your farm shed sat here with your tractor in it connected to the Bowser. The drone will go out, it'll fly this field here, okay, it'll do its flight, it'll say, aha, this field needs nitrogen spraying. It'll then come back, land, okay, oh, we've got to send the tractor out to do the nitrogen spraying. Ah, perfect, the software will just talk to the system and go, tractor, please hook up, or it might be connected, or it'll hook up to trailer number 1, which will have the nitrogen on board. Tractor will then drive itself out of the shed. Yes, it will. I'm not kidding you. It will then drive to the field and it'll do the job itself. And that is the future of farming. This is where it could end up. The drones will just take off, fly the field, goes back, data's uploaded, the system goes, right, tractor 1, I want you to go to that field and do spraying. Tractor 2, you can come over here to this field and do some spraying. Or it could be go over there and plough because it knows it's time to do ploughing. Okay? It is really, really clever stuff that's coming. However, there's always the curveball. And where's the curveball in crop and farming? Satellite data is cheaper. This at the minute is the basic fact. Across up there in the hemisphere, I was going to say the hemisphere then, but it's not. Up there, above the troposphere, there are satellites, and there are crop satellites. And what they do is they capture data across the UK, and the farmer can buy that data and then look and see what's going on with his fields. The resolution, however, will be like a metre square, but it gives them a resolution of about a metre, maybe a bit worse, but not much better. gives them a basic idea what's going on with crop health. Farmers have records that go back 100 years plus on their fields. Trust me on this, in the UK, right, every farmer, you could literally walk into any farmer's field and he will tell you if this field will need lime or it will need any kind of fertiliser. He will tell you the soil type, he will tell you what the drainage is like. You cannot tell a farmer anything new about his fields for the most part. Honestly, there's very little. They already know 90% about their fields already. Honestly, it's the records they keep, they are meticulous, okay? So a satellite basically can give the data cheaper. The agronomist can take that data, you know, they walk the field the other day, they then go back in and they can just go to the farmer, yeah, just do it here and here. And it cuts out, right, that satellite cuts out you going out spending a day flying, okay? It cuts out the processing because you get the report that says, check your field here please and here, or this part of the field's not good. It does that. You don't need the drone part, to be honest. I do think there are certain cases for having a drone, you know, doing some crop flying. It does exist. Like I say, I've spent 2 to 3 years flying it in the UK, but the company doesn't seem to have a lot going on here now, so I don't do a lot. It is mostly fixed wing you would use for this kind of task. We have VTOLs in the end. The guys who I know, you know, we used to get the VTOLs, take them up, flying. The Quantum Trinity video, which is in the channel, and the EB video that's in the channel, they're the aircraft that I've flown for this kind of work as well. Okay. I would now use my Believer and put the payload into a Believer and fly it, because the Believer could do all these fields and I wouldn't even realise the battery had been flown for the most part. You know, it can do about 160 kilometres endurance flight, so, you know, flying a few fields is nothing to it. It's just the data you get and how you handle it. That's always the killer with drones a lot of the time, it's handling that data. But anyway, so let's recap. Drone flying, agriculturally, drone's a tool, so an agronomist is the ideal person to use the tool because it becomes part of their toolkit. They can fly a field, they can take the samples, you know, they can go, right, I need to fly this field and just do it. They might not fly every field, but it's, you know, or work with agronomists is what I always say as well. So drone is a tool. You get in touch with agronomists, okay? Make sure you've got someone who can process the data and understand it and learns how to tweak to look for problems with the software. Okay? Again, the agronomist will go back out and do it. Do not just fly a field and give the farmer and go, there you go. That's no good to them. Okay, so have a bit of understanding of what you kind of stuff you have to know. Okay? If you want to go into it, go for it. You know, I know it's been tried in the UK and I know that it's out there, other places use it. It does work, just be aware that you are up against satellites which are cheaper at times, okay? The best bit though is the resolution from the drone is better, where the satellite gives you like a metre resolution, you could literally get down with the drone to that kind of resolution, centimetre, with the right payloads. It's just how you handle that data there. Okay? So, if I do, that's what the satellite data gives you. Well actually, no, it's not that actually. The satellite probably gives you something the size of this. And say there's something wrong kind of here, where with the drone you can go, well actually it's this little square just here. I want you to go and look at this bit here. This is where the problem is. Okay, but that's basically drones in agriculture. What you need, yeah. And the best way to do it, which is get in touch with an agronomist, or the agronomist uses the drone, you know which fields to go and fly, examining the data and understanding it. The agronomist goes back, gives the farmer what they need to know, jobs are good. Okay? But basically, it's for agronomists really as a tool in their toolbox. And I'll keep saying it. I am at all. It's the way it is. Okay, right. Have a good one, everyone. Safe flying.